Formula One is back. The 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix will take place at the Sakhir International Circuit on March 20th. In this video, we will cover the top 5 things to watch for during the Grand Prix. Let's get started. What's going on at Haas? February and March has been a roller coaster ride for the Haas F1 team. The American outfit cut ties with Nikita Mazepin and Uralkali, their main sponsor, due to their Russian affiliation. In the first few days of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, there were rumors that Haas could be sold or would be unable to compete in Formula One. Team principal Günther Steiner put down these rumors by releasing a statement that assured fans that Haas had enough money to run the team, even without the support of Uralkali. The team faced several challenges heading into Bahrain. On top of the list was identifying a driver to replace Mazepin. Initially, Brazilian driver Pietro Fittipaldi was slated to replace Mazepin, but when the dust settled, it was shockingly Kevin Magnussen who made his return to F1 at the Bahrain Test. Nico Hülkenberg and other drivers were also rumored to be in contention for the job. Another concern for Haas was reliability issues. During the February preseason testing in Barcelona, the Haas car spent much of the time in the garage being worked on due to various different issues. In Bahrain, Haas surprised everyone by having one of the quickest cars on track. Kevin Magnussen topped the timing charts on the second day, and Mick Schumacher had the second fastest time on the final day of testing. Heading into the Bahrain Grand Prix, look out for Haas to be a contender for a points finish. What's going on at Mercedes? Mercedes revealed a totally unexpected car design in Bahrain by almost fully removing their side pods. Their innovative car design was talked about up and down the paddock. The design was so unexpected that pundits compared it to when Mercedes introduced the DAS system in 2020. As expected, questions immediately came about the legality of the design. Team principal Toto Wolff has suggested that Mercedes engineers worked with the FIA to ensure that it met all the parameters in the technical regulation. When it came to performance, however, the new W13 did not impress in the Bahrain test. Mercedes were looking like a midfield team when it came to the timing charts. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton made comments suggesting that the team was not competitive and would have challenges competing for the win in the early part of the season. It will be interesting to see if Mercedes is really struggling for pace or if they are sandbagging and not revealing their true pace. My personal belief is that Mercedes will be on top at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's face it, Mercedes has won 8 consecutive constructors' titles, has one of the best driver lineups, and has over 1,000 talented employees, many of whom have been with the team a long time. It is highly unlikely that the Mercedes engineering team would make a mistake when it comes to their car design. Toto Wolff also commented on the first day of the Bahrain test that he was proud of his team and he was impressed with the innovations that they had made. In addition, Mercedes completed 385 laps during the Bahrain test. That was the most among all teams. My feeling is that the team has gathered all the data and will be ready to unleash during the first race weekend. Look out for Mercedes to show their true pace in the Bahrain Grand Prix. McLaren were highly talked about in the Barcelona test, but failed to impress in Bahrain. Daniel Ricciardo contracted COVID-19 and was unable to take part in the test. Lando Norris drove the car all 3 days. In the first 2 days of testing, the team faced brake issues and only managed to run a total of 110 laps, the lowest among all teams. It will be interesting to see how McLaren rebounds from the disappointing test. Will Daniel Ricciardo be ready to go? And will the McLaren car be reliable? These unknowns make the upcoming Grand Prix an exciting one to watch. Ferrari to dominate? Ferrari impressed in both the Barcelona and Bahrain tests. The team had a solid 3 days of testing, completing 349 laps in Bahrain. Both Ferrari drivers and team principal Matteo Binotto said that the testing went as planned, without any reliability issues. Lewis Hamilton mentioned during the test that, from what I can see, today Ferrari would probably be a 1-2 or maybe Red Bull. Others around the paddock were also impressed by Ferrari. The team seems to have a reliable car which can be improved for the upcoming race in Bahrain. It'll be interesting to see if Ferrari can return to winning ways and put a driver on the top step of the podium. Midfield race. The 2022 Formula One season is really unique because the midfield cannot be defined based on what we saw in testing. There are several questions unanswered. Is Haas a midfield team? What about McLaren? Are they going to be competing for wins or be in the back of the pack? Aston Martin has made some significant investments to improve this winter. Is their car going to be a top 5 car? Qualifying in the Bahrain Grand Prix will be very telling because we will get to know the true pace of the cars. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Who do you think will win the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to the channel for more great Formula 1 content. If you would like to support this channel, check the links in the description.